Flosstube. I'm Tamara, the PD Stitcher, and this is my channel about cross-stitch. It's been a hot minute since I've made a video. I believe my last one was on February 2nd, and today is April 30th. So like I said, it's been a little while. I want to thank those of you who are returning. I appreciate your views, your comments, your likes. I love to get to know you all better through your comments and to just, continue to build relationships in this Flosstube and cross-stitch community. And for those of you who are new, welcome. And I hope that if you're here for cross-stitch, you shall see a lot because I've done a lot since the last time I've filmed. And if you see something you like, hopefully you'll want to stick around and subscribe. So, like I said, I've done a lot since the last time I filmed. I have several finishes. So the first one I have is Playing with Jacks by the Cricket Collection. And I did the fall leaves pumpkin that they offer on their website instead of the jack-o'-lantern face. And that is on 32 count Heartland Picture This Plus. And I finished that on February 10th, and that was one of my February Whip Go pieces. Whip Go was designed by Jessie Marie at Jessie Marie Does Things, and so every month she calls 2 numbers, and that was one of my February numbers. The other one was Clemson University Tigers, and I'll show that in a little bit when we look at whips. The second finish I had was the second Glitter House 2 from Glitter Village. And I've changed the colors. I'm not doing the pastels because these are going to be for my son when he moves out, has his own Christmas tree and decorations, and he is not a pastel kind of person. So he asked if I would do them in darker colors. So I'm using the deeper reds and greens and blues for his, but I still wanted the glittery effect of the gold Krynic. So we're doing the Glitter Village, which is different colors. And then there seems to be a theme of glittery because my next finish was The Giver of the Red Apple. And this is by Creatively Crafting, her Magical Sal. And this is on 30 count Onyx linen. And I finished this March 17th. I finished Glitter House 2 on March 7th, and both Glitter House 2 and The Giver of the Red Apple were the 2 numbers called for my March Whip Go. So I've so far been pretty good about being able to keep up with the numbers called for Whip Go. The next thing I finished was for my daughter who absolutely loves Harry Potter, and it is Harry Potter with Owl. And pardon the blue tape, I've not taken it apart yet. Even though I finished it in March, it's just been craziness and I haven't taken the tape off and done anything with any of these finishes. As you can see, I have no FFOs. But I hate back stitching, but I love how it gave the owl all that detail. So it was really worth it to do all the back stitching, but it took me a while. But I absolutely love this. This was by Designs by Lady D on Etsy, and I've gone back to find her, and she's not there. So either I'm not looking right, or I cannot find her, and she's no longer on Etsy. But that was by Designs by Lady D, and that was just on 14 count white Aida. And that one is also on my Whip Go board, and it hasn't been called yet. So when that one's called, I get to go ahead and mark it off. So that month will be one easier. And then the next was a start and a finish in March. I've got 2 projects on this one, so I buy really big pieces of fabric and then use it for lots of things so I don't waste. This was Luck and Clover from the Frosted Pumpkin. And like I said, I started that in March and finished it on March 27th. On the same day I finished Harry Potter. So once we went into quarantine, I got really busy finishing up stuff. I finished 5 projects between March 17th and March 29th. I keep looking at my notes because I'm not good at remembering dates off the top of my head. But this one finished, it's on 32 count platinum Lugana. And I'm not a big fan of this. I don't know what company it's from, but it's just really slick. And it doesn't stay in my Q-snap very good, but even so, there's a lot of it in my hand, so I'm going to use it for other projects. And in fact, I'm going to put this one over here because I need it again in a minute to show y'all. And then the next finish was Hugs and Kisses, also by the Frosted Pumpkin. And this is on 28 count Crystal Belfast from Picture This Plus. And I finished this on March 28th. And I want to say I changed a couple of the colors, but I don't remember and I didn't write it down. But I'm pretty sure I changed the Kisses color to a different red than what was called for. I have it written down somewhere, just not here. And I apologize for the light, but this was the only place that had light good enough that didn't reflect off my glasses and make me look like I had demon eyes. So I'm sorry, but the light's coming in this way. So my face is half shiny. I promise it's not that shiny in real life, I don't think. The next finish I had, though, was Snow Pals from Glendon Place. And again, I don't like backstitching, but it's so beautiful when it's done. So I've actually come to like it a little bit better. But this is it. And I love all the dark, deep, rich colors against the white of the snow. And this is on 32 count Crystal Herald, and you can see all the sparkly, it seems to be coming across pretty good on camera, all the sparkle in the fabric, and it just absolutely is beautiful. And I can't wait to finish this one and get it up in the winter. So, but it's only April. Winter here is not until December, so it's going to be a while before I get to put that up. And then the last finish I had was a restart. I had started it last year during Maynia, and like I said, I like to combine fabrics if I can and use every little space. Well, yeah, I used every little space to where the patterns were going to overlap, and I finished one and realized this was going to overlap, so I had to restart it. But this is bad. Let me see if I can put something behind it. There, that's better. This is the Evil Fairy by Creatively Crafting. And all of this purple is the metallic DMC. And I've learned from my Flosstube friends, short pieces, go slow, use a bigger eye needle, and I'm getting better at using the metallics. I no longer think it's of the devil. I just know it's going to take me a little longer if I'm using it. So those are all my finishes. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 finishes since February. Yay. Now I've been in a kind of, that one I've started and finished in April. This is the only one I finished in April. I did have a page finish in April. Does that count? So, the Snow Pals is also on my Whip Go board, and that one hasn't been called yet. And the Evil Fairy was on my Whip Go board for April. So, yay. That one's finished. I did finish that one in April. And then, so also on my Whip Go board for April was Magical Mermaid, which I finished back in January. So that was nice to have only one that I needed to finish for Whip Go for this month. And then I've had 2 new starts. So the first one, and I don't have a cover photo for it because my printer, sometimes it likes me, sometimes it doesn't. I didn't feel like messing with it to print one for this. I'm sorry. But this is Ornate Easter Egg from the Just CrossStitch magazine, April 2019. And I'm a little more than halfway. I've got, you can see all these little yellow outlines from up here are repeated down here, but not quite as, it doesn't come to a point, it kind of rounds off. So I'm almost at the bottom with that, and then I have to fill in the colors. But this is going to be really pretty. I was really hoping to finish it by Easter. I don't know why I thought I would finish it by Easter, since I started it on the Monday before Easter. I don't stitch that fast. Maybe I thought this was smaller than it was actually going to be, but yeah, no. This did not get done by Easter. It will get done by next Easter. Just wasn't done for the one that was literally 6 days after I started it. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking on that one. So that was also on 32 count platinum Lugana. That's sharing a piece of fabric with my Luck and Clover. And then I still have all of this. So even though I don't like the fabric, I'll find something else to put on it and just suffer through stitching on fabric I'm not a big fan of. So I don't know why I don't like that. It just feels so slick, and it doesn't stay in my Q-snap frame, slides off of it, so it doesn't hold it tight. So it gets real loose in the Q-snap. So if I've tried putting another piece of fabric or something in there with it, and that helps, but not as good as I'd like. So if you have any tips for how to use the Q-snap with really slick feeling fabric, comment below, please. Please help me so that I can figure out how to use a fabric I'm not a big fan of, because that wasn't the only one. The one that I had used, the chocolate, brown chocolate, black chocolate that I used for Evil Fairy, was that same slick feeling, and it's just really, really hard to use in the Q-snap. So those were that was my first start since February. And then my second one was one of the Be Well and Stitch patterns that was released. This one was from the Blue Flower. Let Joy Be Unconfined. And I love the font, I love the flowers, but mostly I love the message. This has been a rough time for almost everybody that I know of. It's being confined in our houses, and for those of us who aren't essential, and I'm not essential, I'm still working, but I'm working from home, so I don't have to go out every day. I go out once a week to the grocery store. That's about it. My sister-in-law is a nurse. She is essential, and bless her, I have the utmost respect for her. She has been assigned to a unit where she works directly with the COVID positive patients, and I cannot imagine going in and working every day in that situation, but she does, and she's amazing. So to those of you who are essential workers, whether you're in healthcare or working in a grocery store or whatever you do that is essential, thank you for doing that. But we're kind of confined to our house, and with 5 children, and no activities, no college classes to go to. My son is doing his college classes online now. In fact, today was the first 2 exams, and he has 2 more next week. He's home all day. The girls are home all day. There's no track. There's no theater. There's no soccer. There's no anything. And I apologize if y'all can hear that car horn. I'm not really sure what's going on, but somebody's car alarm is going off in our neighborhood, and it just went really loud. So, but I loved the sentiment of the Let Joy Be Unconfined. What I wasn't a big fan of is the light background. I like it. This is pretty, but I wanted to do it on a darker fabric, so I did a whole color conversion. It's the first time I've changed some colors, like 1 or 2 here and there. I've never done an entire color conversion, especially because this also called for dinky dyes. I don't own any dinky dyes. I've just gotten back into majorly stitching again in the last year and a half, and I'm still trying to build up my stash, and dinky dyes are a little out of my budget. I'm still trying to build up fabrics and patterns, and I would love to get some nicer flosses eventually, but they're just not in my budget right now. So I don't have any dinky dyes. So I was like, okay, I'm going to change this to DMC. And I wanted to use a darker fabric because I had it. It was in my stash and I thought it was beautiful. So I changed everything with the help of Annie from Joyfield Stitcher. And she is amazing at doing color conversions. She does them a lot. And so I sent her a message and said, what do you think of these colors? And she sent one back and gave me some input. So then I swapped out one color for a different color. And well, what do you think? And so we liked the second one better. So this is what we've come up with the pinks and plums colors here and the darker teal here. And this is on 32 count Nocturne. And I am absolutely loving how these colors pop on here. And my little Tigger needle holder, which I don't have a flowery needle minder, so Tigger is the closest thing I have to being somewhat related because his joy is never confined. So Tigger is my needle minder for Let Joy Be Unconfined. But I'm loving the color choices, and I thank you, Annie, for helping me do my color conversion. So those were my two new starts since February. Well, the two new starts that I didn't finish because, like I said, Hugs and Kisses was a new start. Luck and Clover was a new start and finished. So I like it when I can start and finish something, but that's not going to happen very often. And then we have the rest of the whips. So the next one I have is, this one was called for a page finish. My goal was a page finish for logo. And I didn't finish just one. I finished 2 pages on this. This is Clemson University Tigers. I do not have a cover photo. You can probably figure out it's going to be a football helmet. Like I said, I have 2 pages finished and almost page 3. Well, actually, this might be page 3. I'm not sure. But got all the way across into all of this little detail, and this is all little tiny X's because I'm doing this 1/1 on 28 count antique white Jobelan, and it's so tiny. Those stitches are so tiny, and the black just looks like backstitch, but those are little tiny X's. And I can't wait to finish the rest of the face mask and get all the little outline done for that, because this is really starting to look like what I want it to look like instead of just a massive orange, which it was for a very long time, because there's a lot. These, like I said, this is 1/1 on 28. There are a lot of little tiny orange X's in this. A lot of little tiny orange X's. And the white, I am filling in the white in whenever it's inside the helmet. So the paw, the white stripe here. The pattern itself calls for a white rectangular border that I am leaving off because that didn't make much sense to me to stitch it since the fabric is white. And it's really hard to see white on white, especially when you're stitching really tiny. So I hate doing white up against black because sometimes DMC 310 gets a little fuzzy, and when you pull through, the black fuzz kind of rubs off on the white. But I'm wanting to outline all the black and then fill in with the white so that I know where I need to fill in, because on the pattern, like right up in here, there's going to be a spot where it's not a part of the face mask, it's just part of the background, and I don't want to stitch the white if it's just part of the background. So I have to fill in the black outline first so I can see what's background and what is helmet. This will not be worked on again until June because it's not in my Maynia plans, and I don't think I'm going to have the brain power in May to do Maynia and figure out little tiny little stitches. So this will be the next time I will see that will be June. The next And don't you love my really fancy smancy bags? I have one really nice project bag that's an actual project bag. And then I have a couple of 31 bags that I've gotten that are smaller that I keep projects in. And then the rest are these just clear bags with a zipper from Amazon. But right now, that will have to do while I build up my stash and other things that I feel like are more important, like fabric and patterns and floss. So the next thing is the Dragon Princess. This is the next one I've worked on. And she is almost done and looks absolutely gorgeous. She is also on 30 count Onyx from Create, and was designed by Creatively Crafting. And then on the other side of the fabric, because like I said, I like to have my project share fabric, is the Queen of Hearts, which was pulled for May Whip Go. She's not on my Maynia plans. I have to figure out how I'm going to finish her in May. I have an idea, and I'll talk about that when I get to my Maynia plans. I might be able to fit her in May, but not while I'm working on all my bazillion D, it seems like, new starts. And then almost last. I told you I have a lot of whips because it's been a really long time since I've done one of these. So the next one is Angel of Freedom by Lavender and Lace. And wow, that is not, there we go. That's clear. She is on 32 count Sweet Pea, except she's not here. Hold on just a moment. I'll be right back. I'm sorry about that. I know it's not good etiquette to get up and leave in the middle of a Flosstube, but I'm not really good at editing, so I didn't want to start all over. I'm so sorry. But I forgot she was still on the Q-snap, and so I do have this beautiful grind guard from Garon Totten Bags. I have this one. And this is, it looks like little peacock feathers. Aren't they so pretty? I love those colors. It's hard to see, but they're purples and blues and teals and just gorgeous. And I have three. I have this one that's 11 by 11. I have one that's 11 by 17 that's on my Haid that I'm going to show you in a minute. And then I have an 8 by 8, and that's not being used right now because I don't have anything on. Well, I had the Clemson one on an 8 by 8, but I'm not working on it right now. So I'm going to try and pull this off so that you can see. You know how I said the other one on that one fabric wouldn't hold tight? Yeah, this one holds tight. I like this fabric. So this is where she is right now. And she's looking pretty good. I'm waiting to do the metallic threads for the bottoms of the ribbons, the little bells, and inside there's some metallics that are supposed to go inside the wreath and on her head and around her wings. I'm waiting until the end to do the part I hate, which I'm not sure why I do that because then I don't ever want to get to it. So I have the rest of her dress back here and down here, and then there's a little town that she's flying over that's going to go down here-ish. And she might get done by the end of the year. It's only May. It's the end of April. I still have 8 months. You think I can do this in 8 months? I mean, I was a finishing fool in March because we were confined to our house and I had nothing else to do. And then my brain said, no, you really need to get up off your behind and not just stitch all day. Doesn't that sound wonderful though? Just sit and stitch all day. And that's what I did at the beginning of this quarantine. And then I realized that, my children needed me to be mom and hang out with them. I did hang out with them some, don't get me wrong, but they're all older. They're almost all teenagers. The youngest is 12, about to turn 13. My oldest is about to be not a teenager. He'll be 20 next week. So they don't really need mom to like play Barbies and stuff with them anymore, but they still need mom. I've been going outside and playing basketball with them lately in the evenings, and that's been fun. And we go for walks. We live in a nice little neighborhood that, we can go walking in and ride bikes and play basketball. And, so that's not been bad. But so I've not been finishing things as much because I've actually, and cleaning the house. We live in it all the time now, so it has to be cleaned a lot more than even though we were home all day because we've always homeschooled. And so we were home all day. But then in the afternoons, we'd be gone and at soccer or track or theater. So it just didn't seem to need to be as clean. Well, probably did need to be as cleaned as often, but now we're all home all the time. So we're pulling out stuff, and my youngest loves to organize. So she's been pulling out everything out of the pantry, organizing it back. And she's pulled out everything under all the bathroom sinks and organized them. I'm really thankful for that. So she's been a big help. And my last whip, wow, is Christmas 2. And this is artwork by Ciro Marchetti, I'm guessing. And it's charted by Haid. So this is my Haid, my first ever Haid. And it's been an undertaking. My son got this for me for my birthday. Yes, my birthday in August. And I started it in September maybe. Got very overwhelmed. Put it aside. And I just pulled it back out. I'm feeling a little bit more confident with it. And I finished a page. And I'm about to finish page 2. And there's an awful lot of fabric because this is going to be huge. So it's all behind and under and down. But this is what it looks like right now. So I've gotten the little berries and the holly. Is that holly? I'm guessing that's holly. And 3 of the little ornaments that sparkle and shine. And I'm doing a combination, let's see if I can pull that down, of parking in cross country. It's taken me a while to figure out how I want to do this. This is page 1 and then page 2. And I think I'm going to go to page 3. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to page 3 or if I'm going to go down and do this one. What do y'all suggest? Those of you who are better and have done Haids before. Should I go across or down? It's like 7 pages wide. So I've heard not to go all the way across the top because it will warp your fabric as you go down. But I'm not sure 3 across would be a problem because then I'd have to move the Q-snap after 3 anyways. And then, so I was going to do 3 and 3 and then move the Q-snap, but I'm not sure. What do y'all suggest? So that is my Christmas 2, and I'm absolutely loving it now that I can start seeing some details coming out and I see pictures and not just, because originally I was just up in this area right here and it looked like nothing. It just literally looked like big blobs of dark colors, and I was getting discouraged because I couldn't really see anything, and I was like, wow, this is going to take me 27 years, and it may still take me 27 years. It's 84 pages. 84 pages of pattern. I've done almost 2. Yeah. At this rate, it will take me 20 something years, but I'm hoping not. So those are all my whips, and that is housed in my only really nice project bag. And now that I'm sitting in front of the camera with it, I can't think of who it's by. I know y'all are all probably yelling at the video telling me who it is, because I know she does the felt hearts, and she does the big rickrack, and this one is my Mickey Mouse because I absolutely love Mickey. It has nothing to do with Christmas, but that's okay because I love Christmas, I love Mickey. They go together. So, plans. May Whip Go, Queen of Hearts was called, like I said. And I'm not sure how I'm going to fit her in, but I think I do. And then the other May Whip Go number that was called was my Stitchonomy Sal, the Snowflake Sal. And this is where it is right now. And I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what this fabric is because I forgot to write it down. But this is where it is. It's really pretty. And it's missing one tiny little snowflake. That's it, just one. So this one, I believe it's missing the one right here, but I don't remember. But it's just missing one little snowflake. And as soon as I do that, this is done. Why didn't I finish it before? I don't know. Can't tell you. But it does make for a very easy finish for Whip Go. So I will finish this. I can probably finish this and do a Whip Go start, a Maynia start all in one day. That's not a big deal. Queen of Hearts has a little bit more stitching in her before she's going to be done because all that's left is the metallics. Again, why do I leave the metallics for the very end? I don't know. There's other colors in there that were not metallic. There was white. I did all the white because it was easy and left all the red metallic. I don't know. So, Maynia plans. If you have stayed with me this far, thank you. Now it's time to share my Maynia plans. So, I'm going to switch to, and I have all of this in my Erin Condren planner. I have a planner just for my cross stitch, and it says, "Be strong and courageous," Joshua 1:9. And at the bottom it says, "My stitching notes." So, love my Erin Condren planner. It's been wonderful when I use it. That's the problem. I have it. I don't use it often enough, but I have all my Maynia plans out here. So what I did is I figured out what projects I had left over from last year's Maynia, because this is only my second year doing Maynia. Last year I did 15 new projects, and I started them every other day, starting on the 2nd. I don't know why I started on the 2nd. There must have been a reason, but it's been a year. I have no idea what that reason was. Probably something to do with track, I would guess, because track should still be going on. It's May, almost. Track's not going on. There's no track. So I should have plenty of time to start my Maynia starts on May 1st this year. But I started every other day, and I started on the 2nd. I only have 4 projects left out of those 15 that did not get finished. Yay! So I wanted those to stay in May, and I'm going to work on those on their birthday. On the day that I started them last year, I'll work on them this year. And then because this is 2020, I decided I would have 20 new starts. So that's 24 days that I have things planned for, which is why I said I think I have time to work on the Queen of Hearts. It's just a matter of, am I going to be able to finish her if I don't work on her until the 25th? That'll give me 7 days. I should be able to. We'll see. So, what I'm going to do is I didn't pull out all of the ones that I'll be working on that were from last year's Maynia, but one is the Dragon Princess that I showed you earlier, because I've worked on her some a little bit more. And then I have the Little Glass Slipper, also by Creatively Crafting. And that one I'll work on the 10th. The Dragon Princess I'll work on the 14th. And then I have 2 Santas. One is Santa with List, and the other is Santa with Wreath, that are from Designworks, I think. Maybe. And those, it's a triptych. There's 3 of them, and I finished one. And they're going to be put on a pillow eventually when I finish them. But they're both very close, and so I'll show those because I'm planning to actually film a video every week during Maynia. We'll see. Since we see how, I'm really good at keeping up with this. So here's what I did. The 20 new projects I put in my Tiny Decisions app, and I just spun. I have 6, 7, 8, 9 medium to big projects out of the 20, and the rest are small. So I tried to, I hoped as the wheel was spinning that it would kind of put out some big ones and then some small ones, so I didn't have all big every day and then all small. So it did actually kind of end up separating them out and spacing them out for me, which was good. And I'm looking for, because there it is. My May 1st start is Glitter House 5. I'm not doing these in order. I've done 1, 2, and 4. So the next one I'm going to work on is 5. And then you'll see later on in Maynia plans 3. Why not? Why not work on them in any kind of willy-nilly order? So Glitter House 5, which is the church, that one will stay white. I'm not going to make any major changes to that one because it's a church, and I'm not going to do a bright blue church. No, it'll stay white. So that will be May 1st. And then I'm going to go ahead, since I have this here, I'm not going to go through them all in order because I'll be going back and forth. Some of them share the same bag because they share fabric. So they're in the same bag. So on May 1st is Glitter House 5. On May 18th, I'll go back to this bag for Glitter House 3. And this one, I'm going to change to a darker blue. I'm trying to get it to where the glare is not there. So I'm going to change the lighter tealy blue to a darker blue and maybe a red door. Not sure about the door. Maybe a red door. And if I do a red door, whatever I do for the door, I'll do for the chimney because that just makes sense. So that's May 1 and May 18. And then all the rest of them, I'm going to pull this chair over because they're all sitting in a very large 31 tote. I am not a 31 distributor. I'm not a consultant, but one of my friends is, and I love their stuff. So I use 31 totes for my Maynia and for my other CrossStitch project. So the next one is for May 2nd. I'm going to be doing all 4 of the chalkboard Christmas greetings from Tiny Modernist. And May 2nd is going to be Santa. And then May 16th is 'Tis the Season. I've skipped one. Oh, May 5th. May 5th is going to be Merry and Bright. And then May 21st will be Peace and Happiness. So this one is 4 different starts, even though it's all one design. But I'm going to do them all on one fabric, but separated enough, with enough room between them that I can finish them separately. Since I'm so good at finishing things, because I've got all these FOs that none of them, not one, have been FFO'd. In fact, on my next video, this one's already getting long, but when we were doing some cleaning and organizing and decluttering, came across some FOs from 1999 and 2000, before my son was born, that were supposed to be framed and put in his nursery. They're not framed. He's almost 20. Yeah. I don't finish them. I don't know why. Am I the only person out there like that? Please tell me I'm not the only person out there who just stitches and doesn't actually do anything with the stitching. Just puts them in a box and puts them away. They're in good condition. I'll share them in a future video. They're just not done. They're done. They're just not fully done. Okay, so that was May 1st, May 2nd, and some other days in there. May 3rd, we move on to another small. So far, I've got 3 days of smalls to start the month. That might be good because I feel like a little scatterbrained right now. So this is another from Tiny Modernist. Summer Signs. And again, there are 4. So this will be 4 different starts in May. May 3rd is going to be Sunshine. Sunshine is the best medicine. Oh, and it's been such beautiful weather since we've been home and not able to do anything. At least the weather has been really, really nice. And we've only had a few days of rain where the kids couldn't go outside at all. It rained this morning. We had some storms this morning, but it's been beautiful now, as you can see from the sunshine coming in through my side window. And then on the 9th is Sand in the Air, Salt in My Hair. Sorry, I cannot read. Sand in the Air, Salt in My Hair. And then on the 19th, it will be An Ocean Breeze Puts the Mind at Ease. And then on the 23rd will be Life is Always Better at the Beach. To be honest, I don't agree. I don't like the beach. I don't like sand. I like the beach. Let me rephrase that. I like the beach. I like to sit on the balcony of wherever we're staying and look over the ocean. I don't like sand. It's gritty, it's grimy, and I don't like it. My husband, though, loves the beach. So we go because I love my husband. So these are going to be stitched for him to put around his little spot that he sits in the evenings in our bedroom so that he can have a little bit of the ocean and the beach here in our house. So those are going to be stitched on, I've been so bad about this. So obviously the Chalkboard Christmas are being stitched on chalkboard colored fabric. These are going to be stitched on Heartland by Picture This Plus 32 count. Because I thought it looked kind of, okay, I'm going to have to do contortions to get some decent coloring here. But I thought it looked beachy enough, and that looks green. It's really not green. It's really a nice, pretty tan, beachy, sandy color. It's not green. Don't know why the color is picking up green except for the lighting, and I'm sorry. It was either that or we might have had better color with the lighting in the other room where my eyes looked like demons because the light was shining off my glasses. Which would you prefer? The better lighting for the fabric and I look like a demon, or I don't look like a demon? So I'm going to go with I don't look like a demon because I prefer that. I don't want to look like a demon. Okay, so that is for the 3rd. And then for May 4th, I am going to do the first 6 months of the year for Cricut Collection, from the Cricut Collection for this year's Maynia. The next 6 months of the year will be on next year's Maynia. So I already know 6 projects for next year's Maynia, which makes it a lot easier to plan. So this is January, and this is going to be May 4th. And I'm going to do, I think, now, if you notice this, the cover photo is stitched on a really light mint, but I don't have a really light mint. I will. It's supposed to be coming. I think it was shipped yesterday. If it comes before May 4th, it will go on the light mint. If it doesn't, we're going to make a change, and we're going to stitch it on Vesper, which means I might have to change the lighter end, because the lighter end's color matches Vesper. And so what I would do, if I have to stitch it on Vesper, I'm going to change the lighter color letters and instead do the medium, dark, medium, dark, medium, dark, medium. If the mint doesn't come in, we'll see. And this shares a bag, and I've even gotten fancier with my project bags because this is just in a big Ziploc. You see all the bazillion pieces. skeins of floss because these two projects have a lot of floss. So it shares a bag with March. March will be on the Vesper because I think that will be really pretty. If the mint comes in, then March and January won't have to share a bag, and I can separate all that floss out. That's going to be fun. So March is scheduled for May 13th. And I'm so excited to do this one because I love the little Irish hat and the green balloon. I don't know why. It makes me happy. And, you know, if you saw my children, I have 2 redheads because we're a good bit Irish. There's a lot of Irish in my family and my husband's family. I don't have the red hair. I did. I had red hair when I was born, and then it turned blonde, and now it's dark. But I have 2 redheads, so we have quite an affinity for Ireland and all things Irish at my house. So that is for May 4th. May 5th was Chalkboard Christmas, and then May 6th is Sign of Freedom, and it is from the August 2017 Just CrossStitch magazine. And this is going to be a biggie. But it's just 2 colors, so maybe it won't be that bad. But it's going to be a biggie. And it's got all the little backstitchy words. I love the Americana little motifs it has in the thing. So these are the 2 colors. Cupid and Mermaid's Fin. And I'm going to have more, obviously, because I'm pretty sure Cupid will last. I think I'm going to need to use the second skein of Mermaid's Fin because that's a lot of blue in those words. But I'm going to do it on this, and I think it's going to show up really, really pretty. This is Fabric Flare, and for my life, I couldn't tell you what it's called. But it looks like blue clouds. So I think that's going to be really pretty. And I'm trying to keep things back in the bags because Maynia starts tomorrow, and I want to just be able to pick up my bag and go and not have to reorganize because I did a bad job putting things together today. So that will be May 6th. Well, we're only up to May 6th. Oh my gracious. But a lot of those I've already talked about later projects too. May 7th. May 7th is going to be February from the Cricut collection. And it will share fabric with April that I'll start on May 15th. And those will both go on Bramble, and I have not opened this, so it's going to be a little crinkly. I'm sorry if you're like Gary from the Sunshine Sisters. I'm pretty sure he does not watch me. So, but if you are like him and you don't like crinkling, sorry. But this is on, those are going to be on Bramble because I think the colors will show up really pretty on this nice neutral. So those will share a piece of fabric. So that'll be February 7th and February 15th. February 8th is one I'm really excited about. Because despite my very strong Southern accent that you might be able to hear, because I live in South Carolina and have since I was 8, I was born in California. I was born in Sacramento. And I remember taking trips to San Francisco. So pretty little San Francisco by Satsuma Street. And then 4 years ago, I was able to take one of my girls to San Francisco. She had a national track meet in Sacramento, and she competed on Monday and then again on Thursday. So during one of our 2 off days, we drove over from Sacramento to San Francisco. And so I wanted to do that to just kind of commemorate my childhood memories of being there and getting to take that trip with her. That was fun. So that was February 8th. February 9th was Summer Signs, the sand. February 10th is from last year's Maynia, the little glass slipper. February 11th is more crinkling, I'm sorry. It's Autumn Skies from Hands On Design, but I'm only going to do this one down here, this way to the pumpkin patch. And I have the fabric for it. It's the same fabric that Playing with Jax was on, which was Heartland by Picture This Plus. So I do have the fabric, but it's in the pile of finished that are over here at the bottom, and I don't want to dig because I've already taken up so much time going through all of these. But I'm really excited because I get to share all of these with you, and I've really enjoyed watching everybody else's Maynia plans and getting inspired by those. So I'm hoping that this will help inspire somebody as well. That's May 11th. May 12th is another biggie. And this one I'm doing on 18 count Aida that I found in that box under my bed when I found all those other finished but not finished projects from eons ago. So 18 count Aida. This is from the October 2017 Just CrossStitch, and it is Shades of Autumn, and it is going to be so beautiful when I finish it in 40 years because it has a lot of detail. I'm not even sure how much I'm going to get done in one day in May. I'm thinking probably a stripe and a half because this is a biggie, but it's going to be so pretty. I like pretty. I like stitching pretty. I have big plans, and apparently I'm going to live until I'm 144 because to stitch, even just to finish stitching all of these, it's going to take me that long. And then I already have plans for next year. I have 2 more Hades that I bought when they had their 50% off sale. I'll share those next time because I didn't print the cover pages off. Again, my printer and me, we're not getting along. I've done 2 pages of the Hade I have. I bought 2 more Hades. Apparently, I think I'm going to live forever. I have to, because I can't die until all my stitching's done. So that was for May 12th. May 13th was March from the Cricut collection. May 14th is a repeat of last year with the Dragon Princess. May 15th is April, which was in the same bag as February. May 16th was Chalkboard Christmas, one of the ones. May 17th will be June. And if you see here, it's on a really pretty lavender. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't know why. But I have this piece of Big Sky from Mystic Fabrics. It's a 32 count that I got when Joyfield Stitcher, Annie, was doing a D-stash. And I got this. And I thought, you know, other than these little light blues right here, I think everything else is going to really pop on that blue fabric. So I might have to convert those colors, but I think everything else is going to look really pretty on that. We'll see. I could be wrong. I may end up going, no, going to have to change the fabric. We'll see. I've done that before. That is a lot of crinkling. I'm sorry. So that's May 17th. May 18th will be Glitter House 3. May 19th is Ocean Breeze from Summer with the Summer Signs from Tiny Modernist. May 20th. This is the last bag in my big old bucket of bags. May 20th will be May. This fabric is not here. I don't know what I'm doing it on. I think I know what I'm doing it on, but I'm not sure. So, but I have until the 20th to figure out what the fabric is for that. And if you noticed, I didn't have fabric in the pretty little San Francisco. We'll figure it out. I have time. I have time. I've got 2 different fabric of the months coming in the next week. I'm hoping one of those will be a fabric that will go with May. And then May 21st is the last of the chalkboard Christmas pieces. May 22nd is the Santa from last year, one of the Santas from last year. May 23rd is Summer Signs, the last one of those. And May 24th is the other Santa from last year. And those are my Maynia plans. And then the 25th through the 31st will be finishing up my whip go. Hopefully. So that's it. That's everything. I have a table full of CrossStitch. This is awesome. So I'm excited. I haven't done any stitching today because I had to go grocery shopping. And that meant making a list this morning, because now when I go to the grocery store, I need to have a list so I can get in and get out, because I don't like to be around all those other people. So there you go. And funny story, while we were grocery shopping, I did take my oldest daughter with me, because it goes twice as fast if she's with me, because we can split up and go get stuff at the same time. And I do the self-checkout, so we were able to do it twice as fast, because I could scan it, she could put it away. We got halfway through scanning all the groceries to pay, and the power went out in the store for half of the machines. Mine was one of the half that the power went out on. When next to me, the power did not go out on. I don't understand how that happens. So we had to move to a different register and start all over again. Yay, that was fun. It could be worse. It could have been a lot worse. It wasn't. So I can either laugh about it or get upset, and getting upset doesn't change anything, so I'll laugh. Well, I hope you all are having a nice week. I hope you all are ready for Maynia to start tomorrow. I hope you all are happy and healthy and are getting a lot of stitching in. And I'll see you in a week. Bye.